Yo, what is crack-a-lackin', guys? Welcome back. Now, I know that the last video was ABX related and this video is ABX related as well, but it's not just that. It's not just that, because as you saw in the thumbnail, we're going to be, I have an ABX run with Scarlet Witch that I'm going to play you, because there's some things to discuss there, because the season changed and the rotation. There's some nuance with the rotation that you actually want to adjust for, and I'm going to point that out. Also, when I thought Scarlet Witch's value for World Boss Legend was lower than it is, right? If you remember, if you caught the video, it was Rogue versus Scarlet Witch, and it seemed like Rogue was just way stronger. Well, I don't think that's the case, guys. I don't think that's the case. And just like with any character, if you're not, using the best rotation for them to maximize their potential, then you're going to get a lower result. Now, using her the right way has definitely increased her value for all game modes, especially World Boss Legend. And we're going to be doing some quick and dirty with Scarlet Witch and Rogue. I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can in the video, because I don't like all the videos, right? I want to try to keep them as short as I can with giving you proper information. Sometimes, the video just has to be a certain length in order to fit and compact all the content in it. So I'm going to play the ABX run first for you guys, and we're going to talk about her rotation, and then we're going to jump into some World Boss Legend. I'm going to show you how her and Rogue actually, Scarlet Witch might be stronger now. I honestly don't know, but I know if she's not stronger, she's very, very close. One of the reasons that might put her ahead, if she is ahead, will be that she can take advantage of her own lead. Alright, first let me show you their builds here, okay, because their builds are very similar. Rogue has 16 Odin's Blessings. Now, Scarlet Witch has a full stack, but I said this many times before, as long as the other Uru on the gear is an attack Uru, and it's not offering, and you're not missing any other secondary stat, like if I wasn't capped on crit damage on Rogue, and I was missing the Steel Odin's Blessing, right, and I could put that on her and cap the crit damage, then it would offer more than it is. But like if I replace this one with another Odin's Blessing, because all of her other stats are capped, it's not gonna do much for her. It's not gonna do much at all. Okay, so their builds are very similar, as I mentioned, maxed out ISO 8 set, and they both have Brilliance. The difference is Rogue has the max attack as a forward stat, and then she has a 220 proc. So Scarlet Witch's build is a little bit better because she has a max proc, and she has the lowest type though. She has 50% on the type. Maxed out ISO 8 set, and she has a full stack. Everything is capped except crit rate. She does get a crit rate buff on her tier 3 though. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Okay, so what I might do throughout this, I might pause and then like rewind and kind of fast forward through different sections of this, just to better explain the rotation, just so you better understand it. Also, at the end, after I do this run here, I will explain to you what CTPs are better than others, like in which order, like Brilliant, Rage, Mighty Judgment, and then Judgment. We'll get into that after this run here. Okay, so yeah, I start with 2, 4, 5, 1, 3, and then for the very first rotation, okay, and then you go back into 4, 3, right? I think this is a well-known rotation. And then for the very first tier 3, because typically you want to hit the tier 3 at about 3 or 2 seconds on the proc. The very first tier 3, you're going to hold it for a couple seconds longer, because you have to wait for the 5 to actually come off cooldown. And then, yeah, you go 5, 2, 4, 3. Okay, and then here you want to use the 1 skill. You want to use the 1 skill to try to set the proc off, and then that's when you go into 4 and 3, and you can basically cancel. You can cancel the tier 3 as soon as she just pushes back. So get used to, as soon as you can actually cancel the tier 3, that'll help you out quite a bit. And then here you'll notice I hit the 1 there, into the 4 and the 3. And then I think I even could have hit the tier 3 like a second earlier right there. And then her silence, you have silence on 4 and 5. And you could actually hit the 4 a little early before, like when the words pop up, basically. But yeah, you're canceling all the skills. Yeah, you wouldn't think using the one skill like that, but it actually makes a difference. It actually makes a difference. And there again, I think this run, I probably could have used the tier 3 just a little bit earlier, to increase the score. And then yeah, when you have about 1 second on the 4, that's when you wanna pop that one skill. And then it'll definitely, I'll tell you what, it'll definitely help if the beast goes into roar late. So if you like really wanted to max out your score, you could you know, keep running it until you get a run where the beast actually goes into the roar late. Some of her skills might actually affect that. You'll have to play around with that. I'm not exactly sure what skill it actually is, but just like Cable, right? His 2 and 3 could affect that. And I'm about to hit the 1. See what I was talking about with the type. See, when you hit the 1 skill, it you know, that's when their type's going off. So like you could do something. You could try to play around with doing as funky as like not moving around on her 4 and having on her 3 and having the type go off when you hit the tier 3. You could, you know, kind of get funky with it and operate, you know, in a way like that. Yep, hit the 1, the 4 and 3, but her rotation, she's very easy and she's very smooth to play, I found. I actually enjoy playing with Scarlet Witch. But yeah, this run, this isn't even my max run. I have a screenshot of, I scored about 10.3. And I'm going to talk about what team-ups are actually best. Alrighty, so this was actually my best run. This is Scarlet Witch solo here. Now, I've seen some screenshots of people scoring 10.4, and how they did that. They actually had a brilliant judgment on Ghost Rider and a rage on Scarlet Witch. And what they did was, at the very start of the run, you want to use Scarlet Witch because you have Scarlet Witch in the lead. Use Scarlet Witch, you do a rotation with her, and then you swap to Ghost Rider. And then you're only swapping Scarlet Witch in during the roars. So depending on, like, you know, if you only had one brilliant to give, or if you didn't have like any, you're okay. If you didn't have like a really good mighty judgment, because here's the thing, this is how it's gonna work. Just like if you didn't catch my last video, how I was explaining for Mephisto, it's basically gonna work the same exact way for Scarlet Witch. So it's gonna go, Judgment's gonna score the least, then it's gonna be either a mighty judgment or a rage. And what's gonna make the difference is how well that judgment is rolled. Like, you might not necessarily need the max type, but if you had one like this that had 30% type and then had like almost max all attack and chain hit, then maybe this might score a little bit more. But I'd say you need like to be on the safe side, you need a roll like this with the all attack and chain hit with the 40%. So the bar is set very high to actually outpace the rage. And these are terrible to roll. So it basically goes brilliant judgment. Then, like I said, you need a really nicely rolled mighty judgment or rage, and then mighty judgment or rage, and then regular judgment at the very end there for Scarlet Witch. For Ghost Rider, I'm actually not sure. I can't really speak to that. I would imagine that it's going to be probably the same way as Mephisto and Scarlet Witch. That seems to be the trend here. I think I actually have a really good one on Ghost Rider. You know what? I didn't have the time. Yeah, this one's actually not bad. This one right here might actually outpace Rage if the trend is continuing. But the best strategy, if you say you had Rage on both of them, the best strategy, right? You didn't have any forged judgments. The best strategy is going to be what I just told you. Pop one rotation with Scarlet Witch at the very beginning, then you're going to use Scarlet Witch for the cancel. and Ghost Rider is going to be, you know, your main damage dealer. There. But like I said, 10.3 for Scarlet Witch solo. That might be, you know, towards the top. There probably aren't many people who actually scored more than that. And I found that because I played around with different rotations, and I found that one actually worked out very, very well. But on the next day that it's available, so when this day rolls around again, I'll do some testing with, you know, Ghost Rider and Scarlet Witch. Maybe I'll even swap a Brilliant on this guy, and, you know, do the testing with between Rage and then Mighty Judgments, and see where your bread is buttered there. See where the best case scenario is going to lie. All right, let's jump into some quick and dirties now. Alrighty, here we go. So I might not do Mephisto. I'll tell you though, because I actually not too long ago I took them both into Mephisto, and Scarlet Witch was like right there with the damage. She was basically on pace, maybe even a little bit stronger than Rogue with the damage. You know, like I showed you, her Brilliant is rolled a little bit better, but her survivability isn't as good as Rogue's. And as we know, you know, you need the survivability, right? So there's that. But her damage is definitely there using the right rotation. So we might just be limited to you know, to dealing with Null here and seeing you know, where they clock in. And like I said, Scarlet Witch might be a little ahead. And one of the main factors is going to be her lead there. So, you know, rotation here is going to look very similar to, can we get out of here? Can we get out? To her ABX rotation. Very, very similar. Can we not get trapped up here? But yeah, she's just flying through this, right? She is flying through this. No strikers, no strike. Oh my goodness. So what's that? Another 5-6 seconds. How long do you actually get trapped up for? Might want to go into 5 first instead of 2. That might be a better thing to do. Okay, so we're about 412, and we had that mishap with the getting trapped up. She could definitely go faster than this. 100%. I'm definitely confident she could totally go faster. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Running Rogue now. I just ran her. She got bamboozled a little bit. She clocked in at 404. So, like I said, she's a little bit slower, but she can go faster than that. She probably, you know, match Scarlet Witch's time, but, you know, Scarlet Witch also could probably go faster if I gave her more runs as well. Let's see where we wind up here. Kind of want to push them down, right? Push them down to trigger the other phase. Okay, that's basically what we did there. Okay, we actually want to get out of here. Yep. That's not working out. Not working out well for us. We'll see how far we actually push them down here. Yeah, we're close. I mean, there's so much damage on that tier 3. So this looks like, yeah, it's going to be a little bit faster than that last run there. Not much, but just a little bit. Okay, 406. So, as you can see, okay, maybe if all things were even, right? If Rogue had the same lead and the Brilliant was rolled exactly the same, you know, they'd be closer. Maybe she'd be even a little bit more ahead, but, you know, that's part of Scarlet Witch's kit, is that she has that lead, just like the Maker has his own lead, right? That's something that they just have for themselves. And maybe just swapping the Brilliant, you know, things would be a little bit closer. But my point is, I wanted to do this and show you guys, so you guys can see that she's actually very good, and she definitely needs to be increased on my tier list, 100%. Loving Scarlet Witch. She is impressing me. All you got to do is use the right rotation, guys. That's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. So I think we might be able to squeeze in Mephisto. but we're just going to go down to the brick bar phase. We're going to see how long it takes just to bust them down. I wish there were actually bars there, right? So you could actually see what's going on. It's kind of annoying. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I feel like you can go 2-5-4 or 2-4-5. What is going on? She was like holding her face. Why are you holding her face? Can we break them down before the rage outburst? Nope. Okay. Yep. I'm pretty sure I've done this where I did not trigger this phase here. There we go. Okay, we broke him down. 4-14, right? Yeah, he's definitely broke down. 4-14. All right, let's see how long it takes Rogue to actually do this. All right, you're up, Miss Rogue. Let's see what you got, lady. And as I mentioned, Scarlet Witch's survivability, though, not as great. Not as great. Definitely struggled during that middle phase there. Like, I tried just doing my run with Scarlet Witch instead of Rogue, and I had to switch back to Rogue just because it was becoming a bit of a headache. I just kept on dying. I don't like to die. So here, you actually don't want to use the 1 because you don't want to. You want, most of the hits to be where you have, most of your damage. Okay, so Rogue is definitely better for Mephisto. So it seems like Scarlet Witch better for Null, and then Rogue better for Mephisto. That seemed to be just a good run for her, because sometimes there are definitely times where I trigger the Rage Outburst phase with Rogue. So there's that. So there you have it, guys. You saw it, and you saw it here first. So it seems like Scarlet Witch is not too shabby, guys. She's not too shabby. She's actually very, very good. So, one of my concerns is with ABX characters is, man, like, depending on who it is, like one character that I'm just not excited about and like, just not happy with is, well, Captain Marvel for one. She was definitely somebody who was pretty much only regulated to use him for ABX. Where's X-23? I got like weird characters favorited from one of my last videos. Her, right? I have 12 Odin's Blessings on her. It's not a full stack, but it's still 12 Odin's Blessings. Fully Awakened ISO 8 set in a rage, right? On a character that basically stinks for all other game modes. She is not good for World Boss Legend. She's really not good for Danger Room Extreme. Like, I just never use her anywhere else. And that was the issue with Captain Marvel, right? Like, you just didn't use her anywhere. And you had this crazy build on her just for ABX. And that was initially my concern with Scarlet Witch, is like, oh man, is she really, only going to be used for ABX? But she can totally, like, she does Danger Room Extreme very well. She does, you saw it, like, she's on pace with Rogue. She is stronger for Null, not so much for Mephisto. She's not as good as Rogue for Mephisto, but for Null, she is definitely up there. I have to imagine for all the other world bosses, she's going to be up there as well. I don't really play the other world bosses, but we're going to be getting Supergiant, right? Supergiant, it appears World Boss Ultimate. Who knows? Maybe they're going to squeak in a World Boss Legend with this update as well. But I had to show you guys that. I had to show you and kind of set the record straight. Because when I did the Scarlet Witch Rogue video, I was like, man, Rogue is so much stronger than Scarlet Witch. Look, Scarlet Witch even uses her own lead and blah, blah, blah. But, man, when you use her right, she is definitely impressing me. So let me know what you think on that. And I want to know, because I mentioned in the last video, I'm going to be tweaking my tier list and putting characters in their proper places, right? Like Scarlet Witch, she's got to go up. She's got to go up the ranks. But if there are any characters that you want to seek, do a fight night, right? Because maybe they're battling for their placement, and we gotta see where they sit. Maybe Dormammu. I actually just put a Mighty Judgment on this guy. So let me know if you have any suggestions. I'd like to hear them. Until next time, guys. better stay tuned. You stay breezy, but most of all, friend, you stay safe out there now. Peace.